Okay. So this video is gonna be a video to, cause some controversy, and kind of divide the comments a little bit. But so I just want to say right in the beginning of the video, if you disagree with my opinion, if you think a game should win in a category that I said another game won, no need to give me death threats in the comment. Just comment down below if you disagree nicely. That's it. You guys get the point. Let's just go straight into it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and as you have the title of this video and everything else, we're going to be comparing the two big Spider-Man Roblox games, which are Tangled Web and INVISION'S Webverse. Now, for some context, I will state in the beginning of this video that I've played Webverse more than I played in the Tangled Web. Now, that does not mean that, I'm obviously biased to one of them, because I think I gave fair points to each of them. Like, I made my list, I think I gave fair points to each of them. I'm going to explain my points and everything for you guys. And I also tried to get some stuff from what you guys were commenting in my past videos, and try to get like a mixed opinion, so it's not just like my opinion, and I guess of a lot of you guys as well, and try to get this as accurate as possible. So basically, we're going to have 8 different levels right here, and I'm basically going to say which ones get the point. So our 8 categories are going to be web swinging, combat, suits, web zip, point to zip web, which is when like you look at a certain point and you zip to it, dimensions, free to play friendly, and then lastly, which one is just more fun, which one can you get to it, have fun easier without having to play as much. So let's just go ahead and get straight into the video. So swinging, I think this one is, I would say this one is really complicated because they're both really good, but I didn't really want to give tie points. I kind of wanted to get a definitive winner, and I think that I would say that at least right now, the problem with Webverse and its swinging is the glitching. The biggest problem with Webverse definitely is the glitches. A lot of glitches when you put on suits, a lot of glitches with the game in general, and one of the biggest glitches is while web swinging. Sometimes when you're web swinging, your web will just simply not appear, and you're just swinging midair. The physics for the web swinging is still there, it's still pretty good, but the web swinging just completely disappears. And I will say that both games have amazing web swinging physics, but just because of the fact that there's not really any glitches and the web swinging is really nice and smooth, I think I'm going to give this point to Tangled Web. Again, if it wasn't for the amount of glitches, Webverse would take this as would probably take this. Actually, I don't know. Tangled Web has really good. I would say it's almost a tie, but since I really don't want to give ties in this video, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it to Tangled Web. Now, going on to combat, I think this one is a pretty obvious one, which I'm not even going to like try to talk much about. It's going to be Tangled Web. Like, I think it's even like the most fanboy players of Webverse, they can all admit that the worst part about the game is its combat. The combat is so janky. The finishers are a really cool mechanic, but 99% of the time the animation won't even look good. It will like mix around, flying, whatever. It's really bad. The combat, just the hitboxes are not that good. Even the new suit abilities like the Spider-Man PS4 one can easily be countered by like a car walking by. So the combat for this game is definitely the worst part about it. I really think we need a combat revamp, because the more people are getting to know about Tangled Web, the more people are switching over. Combat for Tangled Web, I'm not here to say it's perfect, but it's definitely better than the combat in Webverse. Now going on, so that's another point for Tangled. So far 2 points for Tangled, 0 points for Webverse. Now the suits category, I know I said that there would be no ties, but I think I'm going to give this a tie for the sole reason that this one a lot of people can disagree, because one of the main points for Tangled Web that a lot of you guys told me was that the suits in this game were better. And I will admit that the suits are really high quality. They're all in 3D, they're all models, they're all looking really amazing. But the suits for Webverse are also really amazing. They are really good suits. So I think that this one is going to have to be a tie. And I will say that Webverse also does have more suits, and the suits for Webverse are not ugly. Like, they have more suits, they're all really good looking, so I think that they should get like an upper hand on this. But at the same time, the Tangled Web suits are made out of 3D, so they are the higher quality. So I think this is going to be the only thing in this video that I'm going to have to go ahead and give it a tie, because they're better at something, so they're both equal, I guess, in total, if that makes any sense. So give that, I guess, just a tie point. Nobody gets a point for that one. So far it's 2 for Tangled Web, 0 for Webverse. Now moving on to our next thing, which is the web zipping. So just the way you're zipping around the city when you press Z on a keyboard, that, I'm gonna have to give it to Webverse. Now, I like the one at Tangled Web, but I felt as if the Tangled Web one, it felt like I was flying in a way. Like the physics didn't really add up. I was like using the web to pull myself up, but most of the time I wasn't like falling. I don't know how to really explain it, but the physics just weren't there as good as the one from Webverse. It was still pretty good, but it just wasn't as good as the Webverse. So since we're taking the whole like web swinging and everything, like swinging, I definitely think that Tangled Web did better. But I think that for the web zip specifically, I think that Webverse did better. So I'm gonna go ahead and have to give the point of the web zip to Webverse. So right now it's 1 Webverse and 2 for the Tangled Web. Now going on to our next point, which is the point zip, or like when you aim somewhere and you press T so you can like zip to that point. Definitely giving that to Tangled Web. The one for Webverse is really cool. Like, you know, it's not bad. I mean, it works. Something, you know, I mean, I wasn't gonna say something. It works all the time, but I feel like it's too blocky. Like the way, like you can be swinging and then you press it and your character kind of like stops and then goes. I feel like it's just too blocky. It's just not smooth. Webverse, not Webverse. Tangled Web definitely did a more better job at going ahead and smoothing everything out. So yeah, I'm gonna give that to Tangled Web. Now dimensions, this one goes easily to Webverse. Now the Tangled Web dimensions I've seen per video, so I haven't played directly on that one, but it's pretty good. But the Webverse dimensions are a lot better. We have the 2099 dimension that looks beautiful, and then recently we have the Spider Society dimension, which again, it looks amazing. And the fact that you can become an anomaly, or like somebody in your server becomes an anomaly, it's just really cool. It just makes you feel like you're in the movie. So I think that one is really accurate. So that's gonna be the one that's gonna be for Webverse. Now going on to our next category, which is free to play friendly, and this one as well, like I said, definitely going to Webverse. The game Tangled Web does have a lot of game pass when it comes to, so like for example the Andrew and the Toby suits, they're all game passes. There are a lot more game passes. Webverse, the only game passes really are for villains, but that's kind of more understandable because they're not Spider-Man suits. They're just, you know, extra characters with different abilities. So it is more free to play friendly in that aspect, because if you want to play a Spider-Man game, every single Spider-Man is free. You can go ahead and just get those versions just by grinding the game. And then lastly, I'm going to say as fun, I think Webverse gets the fun point just because I feel like it's a lot more grinding for you to get suits in Tangled Web, so for you to do stuff, because you got to keep grinding money so you can open crates. Like you have something to do, which is doing missions, so you can go ahead and get the crates money, but at the same time, I like the time trials that you can go ahead and do, so you can go ahead and get your suits a lot faster. Of course, there's some suits that you gotta buy in Webverse, but there's also some suits that you get around the map and things like that. So I feel like the grinding and just playing with your friends can be way more enjoyable in Webverse than in Tangled Web. But anyways, when we add all those points up, it comes out to 4 for Webverse and 3 for Tangled Web, and then one of the points was a tie, so that's none for each, which means the ultimate winner of everything here is Webverse, but literally by 1 point, which is not really a point since one of the categories was a tie. So both of these games are really amazing, but I guess in this category that I made, I guess Webverse takes the win on this one, guys. Comment down below if you agree, if you disagree, if you think Tangled Web is the better Spider-Man game, and why. I want to hear your opinion. Why do you think one game is better than the other? Same thing if you think Webverse is better than Tangled Web. Comment down below why do you think that's the case. But anyways, I'm going to be ending this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace.